Alright, so using a little screwdriver, I was able just to get in, work it around, and there's a clip on this side here that clips on, so just worked it out. And once it came off a little bit, it just separated easy. So that's the locking mechanism there. So that's when you can feel that in the door when you. That's where that is, and that connects to this here, and it's locked at the moment. So if I latch it, I can't move that, but the door will unlock again. So the problem is in here where the motor is. So if I was to turn that, I don't want to force it, I want to break the gear. This way. Just holding my thumb on there so it doesn't all come apart. Still. Well, that's locked. Okay, so that frees that up, so the lock would work again. So if I was to lock this, oh, it's already locked. If I open the door, I can't move it, lock the door, and the inside lock will work again. So the problem is, by the looks of it, is the central locking, that when this locks, it stops the mechanism working properly. And so this one works fine, there's nothing wrong with it. It was in the central locking lock position. So if I was to, yeah, that's latched at the moment, so you can see there, unlock, you can't move that. As soon as you lock the car or shut the door, then you can lock it, and then you can't open it. So that's working how it should. The problem is the central locking. So if I was to latch that again and lock that, and say you press the door key, the key fob, that'll lock that. And that's working how it should. And then you lock it all the way, and nothing works. So all the way, one way or all the way the other, the door works. It's when it's in the middle. So when it's in the middle, it doesn't work anymore. So you can open and close the door, but you can't lock it once it's closed. You can't lock it. So that's to do with the motor there. So I'll put this back together and I'll work out which wires controls that. So that needs to be that way. Okay. Yep. So the lock's not working at the moment. Lock it. Oh, I've got the motor to turn by that then. So now that's working. Nonetheless, I'll still put a couple of screws in just so it doesn't fall apart on me when I put power to it. Okay. Just lock that. Oh, I can't now. Oh, that might help. Okay, so off the old door, I'll grab the harness. And I'm going to have to clean those wires up a bit. As I do that to all the wires, they're all thin except for these two here. I'm going to try those two wires first, because I think these thinner ones would be to the sensors. This here would be what drives the motor. So I got my little battery pack. It's adjustable up to 15 volts, but it's very low amps, and if I was to touch the wires together, it doesn't short anything out. It's actually a soldering iron, but the soldering iron part of it broke. I still use it for testing. Now if I was to add power to this, what will happen? The other way. Okay, so it's unlock and that's lock. Unlock. Well, one way is lock and one the other way is unlock. Okay, so that's unlock. Now if I was to go the other way, it should be locked. There you go. Okay, so now I know the brown and green white trace is what locks it and unlocks it. That's the key. So now it's functioning properly. So the motor's gotten jammed halfway for some reason. I reckon I'll pull it apart again. There's got a little clip there. I think there's any clips anywhere else. That's all I did, just work my way around. Like that. I reckon. No, I don't know. I was going to say if I put some grease in there, but I don't think it really needs grease. This comes off. It wouldn't hurt it to put some grease in there. So my concern is up there where the gears are. But there is no grease on it at the moment, not that I can see. The gears are pretty clean. I can't see a way to pull that section there apart, otherwise I would. So you can see yourself, there's no sign of grease there. There's a little bit of, like it's greasier in this area, but there's nothing up there, so I might just put a little bit of grease around that area there. Put this back together. This works fine. A little bit of multi-purpose grease. I'm just contemplating if I should try and squeeze some in there. No, I won't. If I only knew that I had to add power to it, just to get the central locking going, I wouldn't have had to have changed it in the door. This is the step before working out the central locking in the car. So by pulling this apart, finding out how the central locking worked in this part is a big help to me to know how the wires go and so forth by being able to test that, see how it works in here. So now I need to get the car. That's all the screws, yep. So now I need to get the car and find out if the two wires both have an earth trace on them or an active trace on them. Or hopefully there's no power there at all, because then I could just wire an aftermarket kit straight to the wires, assuming that all the wires are connected together throughout the whole car. Only needs to add the central locking onto one part, whether it be the driver's door, passenger's door, whatever, and have an aftermarket kit working in the car if I can't find out the reason why the current mechanism, the current central locking doesn't work. But now that works. That's the key for lock and unlock. It all works really smooth now. And out that way. Lock the car. Beautiful. Oh well, there you go. Well, there's not much more to explain there. We'll just add power for one more go at it, I guess. So if you lock the car, okay, so power to green, earth to brown, we'll lock it. Earth to green, power to brown, unlocks it. I'll be doing the central locking on the car soon, find out what's wrong with it, but knowing this now is a big help. So it's those two wires there, the two thicker wires out of all of them. Alright, thanks for watching guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.